Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. So, little rain must fall, eh? And we're getting it. Got the rain coming on. You can see my battery's now fully charged. The Energizer there says 48 degrees. And I don't know, somewhere around 2 o'clock, 9.5 degrees Celsius. Welcome to Tuesday, April 7th. Wow. So what am I up to today? I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this big red. So I did a dry compression test on it. I call it a dry compression test because I didn't put any oil down the cylinder. I did put oil in the engine. The engine was out of oil. This is the big red I just brought home over the weekend. I brought it home, I guess, on Saturday. So anyway, so dry compression test, it came up with 70. Wet compression test, I poured some oil in there and it came in at 270 psi. I'm like, WTF, man, 270? What, are you kidding me? So just to show you guys that I didn't break into the liquor cabinet or the crazy tobacco, or you know, haven't been eating strange mushrooms that I scraped from the side of a tree or something. Let me show you what I'm up to. I mean, the compression test is completely straightforward, right? You put the compression gauge on the engine, right? Screw it in the top there. No surprise. Here, let's drain the pressure. Right? See, it's back down at 0. Right? Lead on the starter. Lead on the snowplow. There we have it. Close to 300 psi. Very strange. When I kicked it a couple of times, I was surprised it came in at only 70 psi. I would have, from the resistance on the Kickstarter, I would have expected a little more than that. I tried it a few times and it really only came in at 70. You know, I let it spin for a while just to be sure. It had no oil in it, so maybe the oil is really wetting things up there and so forth. But that is one crazy reading, huh? Close to 300 psi. I don't know, maybe I didn't think I put too much oil in there, and after I put the oil in it, I turned it over a couple of times, you know, because that gets the oil around the cylinder wall. If you got any extra in there, it kind of lets it go out, you know, the spark plug hole, you know, kind of blows it around. I don't know, strange reading. This isn't the first engine I've had where the compression has come in high. You know, I did put air pressure to that gauge to see how it reads, and you know, you buy all these crappy Harbor Freight things and none of them are exact for sure. I mean, it might be 10 psi off. It's not off by a factor of 2. Right, close to 300 psi. I mean, half of that's 150, which is about what one expects. So anyway, strange readings. Normally goes like this. I mean, if it came in at 70 and I oiled it up and it went up to 90, I would be like, well, you know, how much time and attention should I really put into this engine? But now that it came in up at 270, now I'm curious, you know, so I'll probably take it the next step, which means putting my portable CDI on it and slamming the carburetor. I already brought the carburetor down. It was sitting in the bed of this thing. Slamming the carburetor on it and seeing what it looks like. I've been having a lot of stuff go on, and it's been keeping me out of the garage. And this winter was the battle of the snowstorm, and I've been trying to figure out what I've been doing over the last couple of weeks. And it's just I guess I bought a truck, which was a matter of going and finding the truck, and then going to the bank to arrange the financing and getting the money. Then there was delivering the PT Cruiser and picking up the truck, which kind of burned a bunch of time. My income taxes are not a trivial situation. There's what I make at my job, the whole engineering gig. And then, though this year a lot less investing than previous years, but then I got the investment end of it to deal with. And last but not least, my wife's piano gig, which is that whole bit. So the taxes are the normal, collecting all the paperwork, which is pesty, making sure that nothing's left out, like last year or 2 years ago where I missed a 1099. Actually, I guess it was last year I missed a 1099, which caused all kinds of trouble. Don't do that. Not recommend it. So, got the taxes done with all the related stupidity that went with that, collecting the paperwork, going to see the accountant, getting the stuff back from the accountant, going through it, signing all the forms, and going back to the accountant and paying him and so forth. So there's all of that trivia. Then I guess I went and I just bought that 250 ES, which, with Stoney there's not much negotiation. He and I are buddies, but there's the whole trip up there and all that. Then there was Easter dinner. I guess there's been a lot of other stuff going on that has been kind of keeping me from playing with my toys. But I really do kind of want to get back to all my wonderful stuff here. Right? I mean, what's the use of owning it if you're not gonna play with it? I also I gotta get back to I kind of gave the lower garage a push. Made progress, didn't make progress, rearranged it, but still kind of got a huge mess down there. Up here, though, it is it's not a mess. It's kind of it's not really functional either, right? A functional garage, a functional workshop, a functional work area is someplace you should just take out whatever project you have and just go great guns on it, right? One shouldn't have to move aside, engines, containers of fuel, special. This is a mixture of transmission fluid and what was it, acetone, something like that. Really good solvent, drill bits, so forth. Trying to get to working on stuff. So I got to give up here another hard push. I don't have too much time on here yet. I was looking over my golf cart hoard yesterday, and there's the one down in the lower garage that I'm obviously slamming the 200 SX under. So let's count that as number one. Number two is this guy. This is another electric Easy Go. And I was considering making this the simple guy. Just slap in an engine and torque converter, single speed, and have this as the, kind of the family, or forget the family. Have it as the person who doesn't know how to drive car. So there's two, and those two make a lot of sense. Unfortunately, we sprout three more here. This is a club car that has a spark problem, and now that I have the portable CDI gig figured out, I should be able to get that running without too much trouble. Behind it is a Yamaha that the frame is rotted out on one side, but other than that it's complete. Right here is, I think it's another Yamaha, but it doesn't have an engine, but it has the forward reverse transmission, which makes it worth thinking about. And then going through these, there's two in here. That's an electric Easy Go. And this is a gas-powered Yamaha, I think. The electric Easy Go, obviously, that'd be another converter. Oh no, that's an electric town car. That'd be another conversion buggy, so to speak. There's another one with, should have forward and reverse. Yeah, you can see the little lever there. So, but we're not done yet. They keep coming. Then I got the three over here. This one at some point might have belonged to Marist College. It's a two-stroke. I think they used it to tow floats around. I don't know what it did before that. It might have been donated or whatever. But I never did anything with it. So there's this one, and then the two in the front. One of them is a runner, the ugly blue one with the strange painted trim around the tires. That one runs, though occasionally it cops an electrical issue and doesn't spark. And this other guy next to it has the Robin engine in it. It's another Easy Go workhorse. And I keep going back and forth on what to do with this. Supposedly the engine was rebuilt before I got it. But it has a few problems. Somebody hacked the wire harness. No big deal. I think I can fake my way around it. I'll just use the portable CDI box and put a couple of coils on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to put them in series or parallel. Hardly matters, but put a couple of coils on it. That way I'll get spark for both cylinders, so that I can get around the electrical end. The carburetor screwed up. I think I could hang like a 200S carburetor on it to get that running. But then lastly, the starter generator, if you guys are familiar with golf carts, they have starter generators in them. It acts as a starter when it's being driven by the battery, and it acts like a generator. Once it's firing and you're turning it with the engine, it charges the battery. Almost like an electric car thing. Anyway, on that one, it kind of goes around a few times and then stops, and I guess the best way to describe it is the starter has a dead spot. The guy who had it before me, who was the science teacher or the shop teacher, who I don't think could find his way to the bathroom without getting wet, but anyway, he worked on it, and I don't think he did anything good. I came out here basically, we were talking about Big Reds. I was kind of chatting with a couple of my subscribers there, and here's one. This one is in really pretty nice shape. Actually, these two are both in pretty nice shape. And I'm bad having them sit out here being unused as they are. I really I kind of hoarded myself into a corner in some ways. So here's two of them. You could see the other two, the one outside the garage and the one in the driveway. And then I think there's another one in that shed behind the green building. And I think there's one more in my Unabomber shed there. That's the shed. So that makes 6 of them. There could be one more. I'm just not thinking about it at the moment, right? So the six of these. All right, folks. I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to keep your feet down, keep your head up. Remember to enjoy all your days, even when it rains. Yeah, I'm a little off kilter. The hoard seems to attract cats, which shouldn't be much of a surprise, right? When you got a collapsed barn like that out back, right? That's not mine. It's on the other side of the property line. But all these sheds, you have a tendency to have mice. And when you have mice, you have a tendency to attract stray cats, right? Because they consume the mice. One of the cats, the brown and white one, the free-range kitty, as Stoney calls her, we kind of domesticated her. She's become a pet. Then there's another one that looks similar to her, probably a sibling, who we've had no luck domesticating, and he goes around and pisses all over everything. And if he would have disappeared tomorrow, I wouldn't be exceptionally upset. We call him Tom, as in Tomcat. He's around. He kind of comes and goes. I have the feeling he might actually belong to somebody, and he just kind of roams around the neighborhood for sex, and he doesn't appear to be altered. He sprays all over the place. He kind of roams around the neighborhood for sex and to torment the other cats, see if he can't get a free meal. Though he's looking thin lately, so maybe he doesn't live any place. Maybe he just roams for food. And then there was a third one, a little black one. And we named him Hoover because he seemed to be a young cat, very skittish, very feral. Anyway, he was around, and he disappeared about a week ago. And I was kind of roaming around the woods. I like to do that in the spring. And I found his body. It appears as if I think somebody killed him. I don't think he was killed by another animal. He wasn't eaten or anything. His body was completely intact. This is disgusting, but he obviously had, beetles or bugs, whatever eats dead cats. He had those climbing out of his mouth and out from one of his arms, which makes me wonder if he wasn't shot with a .22 or a pellet rifle. And he was laid across a couple of logs. He was just like lying there, like almost posed. So I'm wondering if somebody didn't whack him, which kind of makes me a bit uncomfortable about why would people be whacking cats. And he was left out back, quite a ways out back, but not like, on the far side of the swamp or anything. Easy carrying distance out back. Like, if somebody carried him out back, it was just out of the range. That would have been like, let me just throw him in the woods. They carried him a little further than that, but they didn't carry him far enough, like, let me really, really dispose of the body type of thing. So anyway, kind of finding him whacked has me a little bit off kilter, so to speak. I mean, I didn't need another cat, didn't want another cat, but it's another life, right? Why'd somebody have to whack him? He, just floated around and ate mice and begged for some food occasionally, and he wasn't bothering anybody. I'm not sure why he had to be put down like that. Hopefully he didn't suffer. But that's him. Anyway, folks, we're coming up on 20 minutes. Sorry for the long video. 231. Hopefully you had a sandwich and you ate it slowly. Folks, once again, I want to thank everybody for watching and commenting and subscribing. Remember to enjoy all your days. And whether it's a cat or a relative or a friend or whatever, enjoy your time with them, because you really don't know when they get called back to wherever cats and people go. Thanks, folks. Bye now.